Welcome back! So this will be my playthrough of Kyoto Wins Chapter 2 with a random love interest. I kind of changed up my model a little bit today. Had the outfit that would end up getting me banned off of Twitch, but I know that for you guys, it'll be alright. YouTube doesn't care. Anyway, hopefully the music, especially for the opening, is a little easier to deal with. I did turn it down, so fingers crossed that it'll be better for you guys. Alright, just had to move myself over a little bit, and we can get started. Like I said, I hope everybody kind of likes the red. I was kind of thinking it was a little bit of a red day, so especially with it being completely white outside of my window. It's been snowing here for like 2 days. Yeah, I mean not straight, but it snowed this morning, it snowed yesterday, and then like 3 or 4 days ago it also snowed for like another 2 days, and it's crazy. I slid the door open and met a breath of cool morning air. Clumps of thick clouds trundled. Oh my god, trundled. Silently over the city, an unusually strong wind driving them along. It's cold today. That is correct. It is so cold. I shivered a bit and grabbed a jacket from near the door to wrap around myself. You know, that's a good idea. I should maybe do that. I'm in like my basement. I say it's finished basement, but it's still kind of cold. I have like a picture window literally just like to the left of me. A week had passed since I'd begun living in the headquarters of the Shinsengumi. I was given a room of my own, but they made it clear that I wasn't to roam freely. So what? I'm just supposed to stay in my room? They weren't the best accommodations, but given how close I was to being murdered by them, instead I thought it was best not to complain. You know, yeah. Still, do I really need to dress like this all the time? I say, because she is dressed like a boy. I don't want to be dressed like a man. I sighed, staring at my feet on the cold floor. They'd given me temporary accommodations, but it wasn't without its strict conditions.
お前の身柄は新選組預かりとする。が、女として屯所へ置くわけにはいかねえ。
I mean, you don't allow women, like, at all. So, the Shinsengumi will look after you, but we do not allow women to simply wander our doors.
新選組にかくまわれている女がいる。
The Shinsengumi keeping a woman here. Scandal!
そんな話が万一にも広まれば、よくねえ勘繰りをする奴も出てくる。
If such rumors were to spread, tongues would begin to wag. Well, okay. Okay, that is like so redundant. Rumors spreading and tongues wagging are like the same thing. It's the same thing.
それに、噂を聞いて行動さんを狙っている奴らが、お前まで狙い出すかもしれね
え。Even worse, it may invite guests who are also searching for Kodo to come here looking for you. Want to find my dad, though.
もちろん、行動さんが狙われていると確定したわけじゃねえがな。
It is still up to speculation, however, whether or not he has been taken or attacked.
こういう不確定要素が多い現状で、迂闊な行動は取れねえってことだ。
So many unanswered questions hovering about, all the more reason to keep recklessness at a low. Don't look at me like that. I'm not reckless.
だから、お前には断層を続けてもらう。面倒だろうが、それでいいな。
In other words, you need to keep this facade as a man. Do I make myself clear? Yeah. But I mean, look at my body, like I'm definitely not a man. Clear. His reasoning was sound. Perhaps more than that, I knew he had concern not only for the Shinsengumi, but also for the safety of my father and myself. I didn't have a choice, regardless, but keeping this in mind made his orders more palatable.
それに、たとえ君にその気がなくとも、女性の存在は体内の風紀を乱しかねない。
You know, okay. I know I'm dating myself, but this reminds me of a quote from Sex and the City, and I think it's like season 6. It's when Samantha is in a relationship with a CEO of a company, and like she owns her own PR company, so she's doing, you know, PR for like him and all these hotels and stuff. He basically has like a hotel empire, kind of like the Hiltons in a way. And at one point he was, you know, kind of being a little sexist, or a little more in the sexist realm, and she was bitching to her friends about it, and she said, "What does he think I'm gonna do? Get my period and ruin his empire?" Again, I understand that Sex and the City is very dated, and it is very much a 90s, you know, early 2000s property. And while I don't agree with a bunch of stuff in it, yeah, I mean, people do stuff, and, you know, it kind of reflects real life. But that quote that quote just it stuck. So I'm going to butcher his name. The way that they pronounce it is like Sansan, but I know it's not that, but it's like Sanan. Anyway, Keisuke. I don't expect this to be an issue, but having a woman around could disrupt morale, so to speak. That, like I said, that reminds me of that Sex and the City quote. What does he think I'm gonna do? Get my period and ruin the Shinsengumi? Okay, just for warning, if you guys are playing this game on PC, do not touch the spacebar. Like, the spacebar, it will force skip like everything. Just like force skipped to like one of the points where you like have to choose, and oh my god, I skipped like so much story that I had to go and reload. So just saying, do not hit the spacebar under any circumstances.
ですから私たち幹部のほか、大使たちへも君の事情は話しません。
For that reason, only we, the Shinsengumi leadership, will know the truth of your situation. I think that's wise.
情報はそれこそどこから広まるかわかりませんからね。
It's imperative for us to keep this under wraps, for there's no telling what becomes of rumors. I understand the situation, so what should I do while I'm here?
豚書じゃ何もしなくていい。部屋を一つやるから引きこもってろ。
Rude. Nothing. You're gonna get a room and you're gonna stay in it.
あれ？おかしいな。この子、誰かさんの故障になるんじゃなかったですか？
Really? I could have sworn we decided she was going to be someone's page. Yeah. Yes, they did.
いいか、掃除。てめえは余計な口出しせずに黙ってろ。
Soji! Keep your tongue in your mouth or I'll cut the fucking thing off. Oh my god. Hajika! Hajika! Oh my god. You're... See, in these moments, you really are the demon, like they said. Before long, I'd been there for a week. I guess I don't have much of a choice. No sense in dwelling on what I can't do after all. Although it was still a new sensation, I'd grown comfortable in dressing like a boy, particularly the feeling of wearing pants. I straightened up and touched the kodachi that Hajika had given back to me. This was a familiar friend of mine, the blade by my hips stretching back as far as I can recall. According to my father, this was an important heirloom passed down through the Yukimura clan. As such, I was forced to take lessons in swordplay, making me well aware of what the blade was capable of. I had never cared much for weapons. Weapons hurt people, which was an obvious factor, but it was more than that, at least for me. For as far back as I could remember, any wounds I suffered healed at an incredible rate. Small cuts would disappear overnight. As a child, I thought nothing of it, but as I grew older, I began to realize that I was not quite normal. But my father insisted it was a gift of the gods, but that I should tell no one of it. Girl, I don't mean to sound mean, but you may want to, like, think back about all the times your dad told you not to say something, or said that things were a gift, and you may come to a different conclusion. I didn't tell anyone, of course. I was afraid they would treat me like a monster if they knew. Just because you healed quickly, I don't know, like, some people do just heal. I mean, they're not monsters, they just heal better. Ever since then, I'd done my best not to get hurt. I stayed as far away from blades as I could, and before I realized it, I developed a fear of them. My constant need for disguise was frustrating, but my condition left me more unsettled. Your condition? Still, that wasn't the only thing on my mind. The rank-and-file soldiers treated me coldly. Oh no! I'm not just imagining it, right? Right? Not just imagining it. I learned that having a private room was a privilege, even for captains. For a child to arrive and receive better treatment than their own captains. No surprise, really, for the soldiers to hate me. Well, I mean, it's good. You really should be staying away from them. I mean, like, you're a woman in, like, a man's barracks. Just saying. True, I suppose I can't really blame them. I was enjoying the Shinsengumi's hospitality, and so I felt I should help them in some way, but I knew nothing of soldiers and their ways. I gave as much effort as possible, despite Hajika's commands for me to remain in my room. Oh, so you said, F you and your rules, Hajika. I'm doing what I want. I'll date myself, but whatever, I do what I want. How does one Excuse me. How does one calm the lonely, restless mind? I mean, it's meditation, a lot of other things. I think for the soldiers, whenever the captains or other officers would look out for me, it appeared as if they were giving me special treatment. That's because they were. They're just watching me. They're always watching you. To make sure I kept my mouth shut, they took turns keeping watch over me. Any mistake on my part would cause huge trouble, so they were making an effort to keep me contained. Are you sure they're just keeping an effort to keep you contained? Even if I could speak with the soldiers, what conversations would we share? Nothing. That's right, because you are a woman and you do not have anything in common with those men. Nothing. Especially the era that we're in. My only respite from any possibility of detection would be to stay home alone. Again. All I wanted from this, though, was to find my father. Even though they had promised to help me, keeping me locked in here without the ability to leave was no better than being tied up. Just when I felt I'd made some progress into my journey, my search was kept to a halt. Perhaps I thought I could talk to Hijika if he would give me permission to look for my father. Oh no, that's right. Hijika just recently departed to Osaka. Kyoto is in the... well, excuse me. Edo is... no, Kyoto is in the, northern part. And then Edo is what Tokyo used to be called, and then Osaka is in southern Japan, if I remember correctly my geographical locations from 20 plus years of watching and playing video games and anime. Well, if Hijika's not here, I wasn't sure what to do, so stay put, talk to someone, or search the compound. I wonder... oh, I'm not sure. Maybe in blue, it's because I've played a little bit of this before. I've obviously played the entire game before, but on my computer, this iteration on Steam. I wonder if that means that, I made that choice before. But anyway. If he's not here, I think I'm gonna search the compound. Because, I'm restless. As I thought about it, I realized that I had no idea how the Shinsengumi compound was laid out. If I were to live here, I thought, then I ought to make an effort to learn. That's right. You go and make that excuse. I took a deep breath, gathered my courage, and stepped out of the room. There's no one here. I looked around. The hallway was utterly empty. Then again, since I had snuck out of my room, it was probably for the best that no one had seen me. Still, I felt a little guilty about it. Perhaps I should have just stayed in my room. As if I wandered around the compound, it was likely I'd see something I wasn't supposed to. I'd already stumbled into one of the Shinsengumi's secrets the night I met them. I had no wish to do so again. Maybe I should reconsider. After some deliberation, deliberation, did you just, talk to yourself? Is that it? After some deliberation, I decided it was best to return to my room, but as I turned to walk back... Huh? From near the entrance, I heard something. Slowly, I peeked around a corner. Walking toward the door, looking as if they would prefer not to be seen, were Harada and Nakakura. Oh! What? Can I come with you? I'm bored! Maybe if they let me go outside, I could finally start looking for my father.
そりゃ別に構わねえが、お前は楽しくないんじゃねえかな。
Well, I really don't care, but I don't think you're gonna have a lot of fun.
連れて行けるかバカ。勝手に許可してんじゃねえよ。
Hey, you idiot! We can't take her. You have no right to anyway. My god, sorry. Nakakura, he has like the most beautiful color eyes. Like, they're just so pretty of a color.
ああ、外出禁止なんだっけな、お前。それより見張りなしで部屋から出てていいのか？
Huh? Oh, right. We aren't supposed to let you out of the house. Huh. Wait, are you even allowed to leave your room without an escort? Yeah, I am. Totally. Yeah, Hijika said it was fine. He said it was totally okay. Dot, dot, dot. Well, where are you going anyway?
おいおい、ごまかすなよ。まあ、いいけどな。俺らはこれから島原に行くとこだ。
No changing the subject. Well, whatever. We were on our way to Shimbara, if you really want to know. Shimbara? The name was familiar. Wait, isn't that in the red light district? Oh god, you're going to the red light district? Okay. Okay. Sorry. Okay, the red light district is an area in which many geisha houses, brothels, and restaurants are located. If you're not old enough to know what those are, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I can't. I'm not going to elaborate further, okay? I'm not. Okay. Nakakura shook his head between us and sighed.
女の子に向かって島原に行くとか、わざわざ本当のこと言うなよ。
Come on, what are you doing telling a girl the truth about us going to Shimbara? Oh, you guys are gonna go to the brothels or the geisha houses. And you don't want anyone to know? I can't.
嘘つけねえんだよ、俺。知ってんだろ。加害に繰り出すくらい別にやましくもねえし。
You know me, I can't lie. Besides, it's not like we're up to no good or something.
お前は酒が目当てだろうから、後ろめたくもなんともねえだろうよ。
Oh my god! Not you, maybe. You're just coming to drink. So Nakakura, are you going to a brothel? You're going to see a geisha show? Yeah, Nakakura, are you going for something other than alcohol?
いや、酒っていうか、なんていうか、ほら、お酒っていうだろ。
Oh my god. Well, I mean, yes, there's alcohol, but you know, girls pour the drinks for you. Well, I wouldn't know that because I'm a girl. True, there was likely no shortage of beautiful women throughout Shimbara. Someone like Harada who visited just for the drinks was a rarity, if I were to guess. But you're going in the afternoon? Yeah, you're not going during the night?
真っ昼間から酒飲むのも男のロマンってやつなんじゃねえの？
Okay, that is kind of cute and wholesome. Isn't that every man's dream to drink while the light and life of the day is young? Harada held a natural charm that seemed to shrug off any judgment over possible impropriety. Well, even so, I hardly think it's good to be drinking in the afternoon. Even if it was every man's dream, it didn't feel right to condone it. Two captains drinking during the afternoon would hardly help the Shinsengumi's low public opinion. Then again, perhaps it wasn't my business to think of the Shinsengumi's public reputation.
あのよ、昼から遊び歩くのはあんまり常識的じゃないってお前の言うこともわかるんだけどよ。
Yeah, I see your point. It's not really proper to be screwing around so early in the day. Yes.
近頃の今日は何かと物騒なんだ。俺たち新選組だってうかつに夜遊びできねえ。
Kyoto's been really dangerous lately, though. We're not free to roam at night like normal people. True.
だから常識に縛られず行きたい時に行く。真っ昼間から遊びに行くことを迷わねえ。
Okay, so to hell with how appropriate it is. A man's gotta live. We're gonna party whenever we feel like it. Grr. That didn't seem really right. But even so, on some level, his absurd logic made some sense. After all, everyone needs to relax from time to time, especially if they have the worries of the Shinsengumi. And if they worked at night, then when else would they go but the afternoon? Oh, hey, Skye! I was reflecting upon this when Toto walked in.
あれまさかお前も行くの
Oh my god, you're going to the brothel! You're going to the red light district! Sir! Well, I still haven't received permission to leave the house. I don't want Hijika to get mad at me.
そっかそいつは残念だな
I mean, does it really? I'd be a woman in the red light district. Where, like, everything in the red light district would be like women. I mean, it doesn't suck, not really. You're going to Shimbara then too, Toto?
おうそうだけどで東堂さんとか他人行儀な呼び方やめようぜ
Well, yeah. Look, Zephyrus, you don't have to call me Toto, okay? You can just... It just feels cold, you know? Well then, what should I call you?
平介でいいよみんなも俺のこと平介って呼ぶしこれからしばらく一緒に暮らすんだしよ
Just call me Heisuke. Everybody else does. After all, we're going to be seeing each other a lot. What do you mean we're going to be seeing each other a lot?
それにそのデスマスもやめようぜ年も近いからもっと気楽に話してくれよ
And let's cool it with these uptight titles. We're practically the same age, so you can relax. Really, I just didn't want to be rude.
ほら
Toto
黙ってないぜ
See, you're doing it again. What am I doing? Alright then, Heisuke.
そうそうんじゃ今日から改めてよろしくな
Oh my god, he's blushing! So, right, you got it. So, what do you say we start over? Hello, Zephyrus. It's a pleasure to meet you. Okay, it's a pleasure to meet you too, Heisuke. It wasn't anything important, I knew, but something about the exchange made me feel happy. Heisuke had, perhaps unknowingly, cheered me up. Oh my god, and he's blushing. But you're still going to Shimbara then.
うんそりゃその
I mean, well,
でも島原だから女ってわけじゃねえよみんなで酒飲んでバカ騒ぎしたい気分なんだ
I'm not going there for the girls. I just want to hang out with the guys, you know? Oh.
お前が女の格好をしてくれるんならそれだけで十分に目の保養なんだけどな。
What? Well, maybe if you dressed up like a real woman, it'd be enough eye candy to keep us out of trouble. Oh my god. Okay, I'm just saying between these two. Oh my god. Just, this is so cute. Yeah. What?
あ、俺も絶対可愛いと思う。いろいろ落ち着いたら振袖とか着てみせてくれよな。
Oh my god. Hell yeah. You'd be real cute. Once stuff settles down, you ought to start dressing like a girl again. Oh. You guys, this is just so sudden. It was embarrassing for them to treat me like a girl all of a sudden, as if it just occurred to them. Ooh, okay. Honestly, sure, when I get the chance someday. Sound good? Oh, okay.
本当か？やったぜ！
He's so happy. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, that little butterfly thing kind of means that the build-up of love points, or whatever you want to call them, for the love interest, that was one that Heisuke got. So, you know, after you get to a certain chapter, the actual like love stuff kind of goes. So it kind of focuses to one love interest. So yeah, and it's not like you have like a gauge. You just kind of play through and do the responses, and then kind of whoever you get, you get. But I mean, there are guides, obviously, if you want to focus on a specific love interest. But what I'm doing is random love interest, so it's whoever I get, I get.
約束だぞ。忘れんなよ。
That's a promise, Zephyrus. Don't forget it. Okay. I didn't need Heisuke's advice on how I should dress, considering it was something I looked forward to once I got the opportunity. So why did I feel so embarrassed? Okay, Nakakura, you're like really close. Once we settled the topic of the appropriateness of my wardrobe, Nagakura shared his opinion.
そういうわけでさしてくれよ。
Look, Zephyrus, you gotta see our side here.
俺らは汗水垂らして今日の治安を守ってんだぜ。
We dedicate every day of our lives to keep Kyoto safe. It's not a very convincing excuse. Despite my reservations, I understood the truth. They were partaking in normal activities for men. Besides, who was I to try and stop them in the first place? I certainly had no authority over them. While visiting pleasure quarters in broad daylight wasn't my thing, if their superiors took no issue. I was a guest of the Shinsengumi, and it would be rude for me to try and tell them what to do. But even so, they went out of their way to talk to me until I felt better about the situation. This showed they were good men, with nothing to hide. Yeah, I mean, if they're gonna be honest about visiting brothels, I would much rather they be honest. All right. I suppose their reasoning made sense to me, and part of me was just envious of them. I too wanted to be free of the staleness of this compound and search for my father. Yeah, I want to be free to visit brothels too. I want to be free to visit all the brothels. And the geisha houses, and have them pour tea for me, and yeah, I want to have fun too, guys, you know?
土産買ってきてやる。何か食べたいものあるか？
I'll bring you back something. What sort of food do you like? Even though I was still turning the issue at hand in my head, the thought of food made me salivate. Yes, please, food, thank you. Alright then, I'd like some tangerines. Maybe we can eat them together tomorrow afternoon.
そいつはいいな。
Oh, that sounds good. See you then.
土方さんから外出許可が下りたらさ、お前の好きなとこ連れてってやるから。
As soon as Ajika gives you permission to go out, we'll take you wherever you want to go. Oh, that's sweet. Well, thank you, but Heisuke, you don't need to worry, alright? Even if you couldn't take me out now, it's the thought that counts. Thanks for cheering me up.
悪いな。ちゃっくら出かけてくるぜ。
Thanks, so we'll be off now. I just waved to send those three off.
おや、これからみんなで出かけるのかい？
Oh, anyway. And just where do you think you're going? Not to the red light district. Nope. Not me. All of us nonchalantly turned our heads around to see Inoue pacing towards us.
よりによって変参かよ。
Ah, damn it. It just had to be Gen, huh?
おっと、こいつは参ったな。
Yikes, we're in for it now. They all refused to make eye contact and fell silent, so I responded to Inoue in their stead. Well, I'm not going anywhere, but, I had no idea what else to say. Were they expecting me to cover for them?
ほら、あれだよ、ゲンさん、あれ。みんなで素振りでもしようかなって。
Well, you know, Gen, right? We were going to go train. That's all. Heisuke quickly warmed his excuse, as did Nagakura.
そう、それだ、平介。よく言った。今日は天気もいいし、風が暖かいからな。
Yeah, exactly. Like Heisuke said. I mean, it's such a nice day out, and the breeze is warm. Yes, what they said. After hearing their excuse, Inoue reacted.
いやはや長倉くんたちは熱心だな。せっかくの機会だ。私も付き合わせてくれるかい？
My goodness, you're all so diligent. We train together so rarely these days. Might I join you? He looked honestly happy, pleased with the dedication of his fellows.
それは。
Well,
そうきたか。
oh crap. Seeing as they were hopeless in getting themselves out of this, I decided to lend a hand. You guys are really going to go train? Just then Heisuke opened his mouth.
あ、ごめん。俺もみんなと素振りしたいけど、今日は先約があるから付き合えないんだった。
Oh man, I'm sorry. I wanted to train with you all, but I just remembered I had plans for today. Plans?
こいつに豚書の中を案内してやるって約束。そうだったよな。
Oh, you know, he's milking it, but it's fine. See, I already promised Zephyrus that I'd give her a tour of our headquarters, right? It was news to me.
あ、頼む。話を合わせてくれ。
Come on, please, go along with me. He gave me a desperate, somber look with eyes like a sad puppy. I had no choice but to go along. Oh my god, look at the tears! Yes, that's right, yes.
あ、そうそう、そうだよな。
Right? Totally. His eyes sparkled and he grabbed a hold of my hand and began to walk off. Heisuke had cheered me up earlier, after all. Perhaps in this way I was returning the favor.
待て、平介。一人だけ逃げようなんざ。
Hold on there, Heisuke. You really think you can? Yes, he does. Before he could even finish, Harada interrupted, a mischievous grin appearing on his face.
俺も付き合ってやるよ。他の大使に絡まれちゃ面倒だろ。
I might better come too, Zephyrus. Make sure none of the guys give you trouble. Well, I suppose you have a point.
そうかそうか。原田くんの言うことはもっともだね。
I see, I see. Well, Harada does have a point.
彼女のことは二人にお任せするとして。じ
I'll
ゃあ
leave,
長倉くん、我々は中庭に行こうか。
I'll leave her in your care then. Alright, Shinpachi, shall we go?
平助のみならずお前も笠野
I can't. I expected this from Heisuke, but you, Sano, I thought you were better than that. His knuckles turned white and his face shook with exasperation.
よし、逃げぞ。
Oh my god! Time to go. What?
辛抱さんすぐ怒るからな。
Shin's got a bit of a short temper. No crap. Heisuke grabbed my hand and Harada pushed me from behind, and soon we were moving away from the entrance at a rapid clip.
裏切り者戻ってこい
You rat bastards, come back here! Nagakura's shouts were echoing, but the laughter of the two men caused their eyes to sparkle in kind. It was infectious, and I couldn't help but laugh with them, my worries gradually drifting from me. After the commotion settled, Heisuke and Harada gave me a tour of the headquarters. Nagakura, alternatively, had none such luck. I heard later that he and Inoue spent the rest of the day training, just the two of them. At the end of the day, I think he's a good man. Time stood still, shadows drifting along my wall. How long am I going to do this? Solitude was proving detrimental to any glimmer of hope. My heart felt heavier with each moment. How lonely the wistful, forlorn mind can become. I'd been swept up in a frightening world I didn't understand and couldn't possibly control. I can't possibly figure out what's happening to Father if I'm stuck here. Only Hijika can give me permission to leave, and he's gone. All I could do was wait. Lamenting things I couldn't change wouldn't improve my situation, and would arguably make it worse. I knew I couldn't trust the men in the Shinsengumi completely. They were, after all, men who could take life in the blink of an eye. It would be just as easy for them to end my life. Well, at least they've all been nice to me. For now. They're nice men deep down, right?
君さ、騙されやすい性格とか言われない？
Does anyone ever call you gullible? Ah! What are you doing here?
あれ？もしかして気づいてなかったとか？
Oh, you didn't
この時間
notice
帯
me?
は僕が君の監視役なんだけどな。
Well, it's my turn to keep watch. Did you hear everything I said?
なんか言ってたの？
He'd heard me. He had definitely heard me. I wanted to scream, but before I could open my mouth, Saito stepped out from behind the door.
掃除。無駄話はそれくらいにしておけ。
I think that's enough fraternizing, Soji. Wait, you were here the whole time too?
つい先ほど来たばかりだが。
I arrived only moments ago. Oh, thank goodness. I'm sorry for screaming like that.
気にするな。そもそも今の独り言は聞かれて困るような内容でもないだろ
It's nothing, and at any rate, it's not as if you had said anything that would cause trouble for you. Ah! True, I didn't say anything, bad, but still? Well, I was just embarrassed to be caught talking to myself. Don't be, I talk to myself all the time. As Saito watched me fidgeting and mumbling, his eyes pierced right through me.
夕飯の支度が済んだのだが邪魔をしただろうか
I came to tell you that dinner is ready, but have I interrupted something? Oh, no, nothing at all.
あんたと掃除の話に一区切りついたら声をかけるつもりだったんだが
I had intended to wait until you and Soji finished your discussion, but...
放っておくと長引きそうだったからな話の腰を折らせてもらった
I figured if I left the two of you alone, it would be longer before I saw either of you, so I came in. Saito shrugged shortly before we caught the sound of footsteps approaching us noisily. Heisuke shot through the door. The moment he saw us, however, his face fell. Oh, was he trying to get me alone? Or does he want to talk to me about myself?
ああ、ちょいちょい、はじめくん。何仲良くおしゃべりしてんのさ。
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's going on here, Hajime? You and her buddies now?
すまない取り込み中だった
My apologies, I was only here on business.
まあ仕方ないな。
Is that so? Well, that's that.
飯の時間なんだからさ、早く行こうぜ。食うものなくなっちまうよ。
Well, it's time to eat. Let's go. If we don't hurry up, it's all gonna be gone. Okay.
ようやく来たか
You're late.
おめえら遅えんだよ。この俺の腹の高鳴りをどうしてくれんだ。
You kids are late. Who's gonna answer for my craving stomach?
新発さ、それってただ腹が鳴ってるだけだろ。困るよね、こういう単純な人。
You mean growling, Shin? Really, he's so simple sometimes.
お前らが来るまで食い始めるのを待っててやった。俺様の寛大な腹に感謝しやがれ。
You guys ought to apologize to my stomach. He wanted to dig in, but I said no, we've got to wait for him.
シンパチーそれ寛大な心だろそれじゃいつものように自分の飯は自分で守れよ
You're such a softy, Shin. Alright, guys, it's time to eat, and that means every man for himself.
今日も相変わらずせこい夕飯だよな。というわけで隣の晩ご飯突撃だい。
Man, there's barely enough here to feed a kid, let alone a man, so I'll just have to take yours.
弱肉強食の時代俺様がいただくぜ。
Survival of the fittest, this food is mine.
ちょっと新発さん、なんで俺のおかずばっか狙うかな。
Hey, why do you always have to steal my food?
それは体の大きさだ。大きいやつにはそれなりに食う量が必要なんだよ。
It's because I have the difference in size, kid. I got a bigger body, and that means I need more food.
じゃあ育ち盛りの俺はもっともっと食わないとね。
Well, I'm still a growing old man, so I gotta eat more too.
毎回こんなんで済まないな
Sorry you had to see this, Zephyrus. They're always like this. I've gotten used to it. How are we
あれ
to
恐ろしい
deal with accepting such insanity? Oh, why aren't you taking anything?
あんまりお腹いっぱいに食べるとバカになるしね
Yeah, I'm good. If I eat too much, I slow down.
おいおいバカとは聞き捨てで。だがその飯はいただくぜ。
What do you mean slow? Whatever, I'm taking that.
どうぞどうぞ僕はお酒をちびちびしてればいいし
Go for it. As long as I got a little sake to sip, I'm good.
んじゃ俺も酒にするかな
Sounds like I'm going with sake too.
ただご飯とか気にしないで お腹いっぱい食べるんだよ。
Try not to worry about eating too much or being a freeloader or something, Zephyrus. Just eat your little heart out, okay? I know. I can't help but feel a little bad, though.
気にしなくてもいいが、自分の飯は自分で守れ。
Well, if you let it get to you, you're gonna lose. You have to protect what's yours. Okay. Always eating alone made the experience of dinner with these men an exhilarating and frightening evening for me. It was actually fun. Giggle.
最初からそうやって笑ってろ。俺らもお前を悪いようにはしないさ。
See, there's that smile. You ought to do that more often. We aren't gonna hurt you. Harada. His mouth curled up into an honest smile of his own. Had I really looked so down, perhaps they were all trying to cheer me up. I wasn't quite sure how to feel. I was conflicted over whether or not to feel pity for myself or to appreciate the moment for what it was. The joy seemed to be winning out. However, and I caught myself smiling as Inoue entered the room.
ちょっといいかいみんな。
Gentlemen, do you have a moment? As usual, his voice was warm, but in his eyes was a level of solemnity? Solemnity. There we go. I'd never seen before. At least during our brief acquaintance thus far. The warmth of the room slowly evaporated.
大坂にいるトシさんから手紙が届いたんだが、三男さんがタイム中に重傷を負ったらしい。
Oh no! I just received word from Osaka. Sansan has been gravely injured in battle. What?
何があったの？
Yeah, what happened?
ああ。二人が訪ねる大坂の呉服屋に老師たちが無理やり押し入ったらしい。
A dry goods store in Osaka was invaded by a group of Ronin.
駆けつけたトシさんと三男さんがなんとか老師たちを退けたらしいが、その時に切られたそうなんだ。
Toshi and Sansan arrived in time to enter the fray and subdue the Ronin. However, Sansan was stabbed during the encounter. Is he going to be alright?
相当の深手だと手紙に書いてあるけど、傷は左腕とのことだ。
According to the letter, he is gravely hurt, but the wound is on his left arm.
剣を握るのは難しいみたいだが、命に別状はないそうだよ。
It'll be hard for him to wield a blade, but he will almost certainly survive. Oh, thank goodness. I exhaled as a brief sigh of relief, but the rest of the room was tense, still itching for answers.
数日中には豚書へたどり着くんじゃないかな。それじゃあ、私はイサミさんと話があるから。
He should be returning here in a few days. Now please excuse me, I must speak with Kondo. He turned as he spoke, his last words delivered over his shoulder, and was gone. It was Saito who soon broke the awkward silence.
剣が握れないほどの深手か。腕の筋まで断たれているかもしれん。
An injury so grave he cannot clutch his sword. Perhaps the wound severed an artery.
刀は片腕で容易に扱えるものではない。最悪三男さんは二度と真剣を振るえまい。
To wield a blade with one arm is a disservice. He may never carry a blade again if it's true. Oh. At last I understood.
片腕で扱えば刀の威力が損なわれる。そしてつばぜり合いになれば確実に負ける。
Fighting with a single hand would mean less strength behind his blows. Against an opponent of similar skill, he would almost certainly lose.
薬でも何でも使ってもらうしかないですね。三男さんも納得してくれるんじゃないかな。
If push comes to shove, he'll have to take it. I don't think Sansan's going to give up.
掃除めったなこと言うもんじゃねえ。幹部が羅刹になってどうするんだよ。
Don't jinx it, Soji. It's gonna look bad if officers start joining the Furies. Ooh, plot. Huh? Wait, that didn't make any sense. What are the Furies?
ああ、ラセツってのは薬を飲んだら怪我も治っちまう。
Oh, so Furies come from something you drink where any injuries could be cured.
平助
Huh? Before I could move, Harada was on his feet and halfway across the room. I barely had time to gasp before he drove a fist into Heisuke. Yeah.
ああ、もう。
Heisuke, are you alright?
やりすぎだぞ佐野。
Sano, you're overreacting.
悪かったな平介。先に口を滑らせたこっちも悪かった。
That was my bad, Heisuke. I slipped first.
大丈夫か悪かったな。
You alright? Sorry. After a moment, Harada curtly nodded to Heisuke in apology, the latter offering a quick, pained smile.
いや、今のは俺が悪かったけど、たく佐野さんはすぐ手が出るんだからな。
Nah, I should have been watching what I said. Still, Sano, you didn't have to hit me. His punch had enough force to knock out a lesser man, but Heisuke seemed unfazed. It was never clear how different these men were.
今の話は君が聞いちゃいけないことにほんのちょっと首を突っ込んだところだ。
Zephyrus, everything you just heard is something you are never to repeat. Oh, okay.
これ以上のことは教えられねえんだ。気になるだろうけど何も聞かないでほしい。
I'm sure you're curious, but we can't tell you anything else. Don't ask.
それとさっきの平介の話は忘れてくれ。
And forget what you just heard from Heisuke. I mean, sure, okay. I can try. His voice was friendly, but his eyes gave his words a cold weight that made me feel uncomfortable.
羅刹っていうのはかわいそうな子たちのことだよ。
The Furies that Heisuke spoke about are meant to be pitied. Okita's voice was flat and emotionless. A sudden chill of melancholy entered his eyes. I couldn't bring myself to say anything more. Thankfully, Nagakura broke the awkward silence.
お前さんは何も気にしなくていいんだって。だからそんな顔するなよ。
It's nothing you need to worry yourself about. You don't have to get all worked up. Too late. I was only a guest in their house, not a warrior of the Shinsengumi. The truth of the Shinsengumi secrets were no business of mine, something I'd known. There was little value in that sentiment, however.
忘れろ。深く踏み込めばあんたの生き死ににも関わりかねない。
Put it from your mind. Involving yourself in our affairs will only put you in greater danger. I bit my lip and kept silent. The wall between us was almost tangible. Almost far too large an obstacle for me to defeat easily. Sigh. I finished my dinner in sad silence, excused myself, and returned to my room. I had a great deal to think about. Furies, huh? I wondered to myself if the Furies refer to the Rakshaka pictured in Buddhist texts. At some point, I will have to look that up. I'm curious. Though I wasn't well versed, I recalled reading a text about a man-eating demon god with that name. I have no idea where to start, from drinking the medicine to Captain becoming a Fury. Grr. No, I wasn't supposed to think about those things. I was only going to get myself in trouble if I stuck my nose where it didn't belong. Seeing or hearing the wrong thing could kill me. If I die, I'll have a hard time looking for my father. No crap. The Shinsengumi captains are keeping themselves hush around me, especially about the Furies. Are they doing it to protect me? Even if I dug around, I'm sure nothing good would come of it. With that in mind, I did my best to clear my head of the evening's events and slipped into my futon.